Hello Aries, welcome to your mid-February reading. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you. Now this reading is going to hold true from the 14th to the 28th of this month, and it is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. Now I'm getting 3 star code oracles for you just to get an overview of what it is that we could be dealing with for the next 2 weeks. And then I will move on to your tarot, where I'm going to freestyle it, to be very honest with you. I just want to see what pops up. Okay. All right. Okay. We have square, semi-square or quincunx. We have Ceres and we have Imum Coli. Now, very interesting cards. These are cards that I rarely ever get from this deck. Okay, but let's see what we have here. Now, Imum Coli. This talks about your root. It's a very interesting visualization. When I read about this card initially, when I was getting to know this deck a little better, it's that energy of realizing what your base is, what activates your root chakra. All right, you can visualize yourself sitting under, let's say, a tree. Okay, there's always a taproot, whether it is a plant or it is a tree or whatever it could be. It is the most important root that any living being has. That taproot goes deep into the earth to suck out moisture and nutrition. It's the deepest that a root can go. Your root, visualize that root going deep into the earth and almost coming out of the earth to the other side to touch the sun. It's a very beautiful visual to even meditate upon. It's almost like the sun bringing in that nourishment, but through your root. Does that make sense? This card asks you to identify what it is that makes you feel secure, what makes you feel safe, and what brings you that nourishment. Now, this could be a partner, it could be your family, it could be just your home, it could be a place where maybe you feel like you don't belong where you currently are. Maybe your heart yearns to be somewhere else. So maybe that is something you need to identify. Ceres, nurture. Again, what nurtures you? What nurtures your root? This is again that energy of asking yourself what brings about that nourishment to your life. If there is something that is sapping you of your energy, again, this could be a job or a relationship, maybe that is something that you need to look at again. Because at the end of the day, we're all plants, we're trees, we're living beings, just like everything else in nature. The minute you start putting in toxicity into the soil, in the form of whatever it could be, any kind of poison, it'll kill off the plant. The same way, even though we're the most complicated and the most highly evolved species on the planet, we have the same basic structure, the same pattern. What is it that is bringing about toxicity to you? Replace that with what nurtures you. Okay. Now, square, semi-square and quincunx. This talks about tension. Now, I know for a fact that a lot of the planets have come out of retrograde. We are in the clear. We still have a few shadow periods happening when it comes to Mercury and Venus. But I do feel that post the 3rd week of February, we're in the clear. Up till at least April, things will start speeding up. If you feel right now that you're feeling restricted, that you're feeling wound up and there is no way forward, I would be a little patient. The sky is clearing up. I promise you that. We'll see what the square and semi-square could be regarding once we pull your tarot. Now I'm using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. The cards are huge, but I love the illustrations and I really wanted to use it today. All right, let's see. I'm not going to focus on any one particular thing, but I mean, if the cards beg me to focus on love or career or health, whatever it may be, I will do so. Oh, What did I say? We have love right here. We do have the Nine of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. I think I know where this is going. Okay, let's get two more. The Hanged Man and the Tower. Wow. All right, lots of blue happening. Okay. Aries, I will clarify, but I'm just going to give you a general overview of what I can see right here. With the love card, I mean, this is the lovers in this tarot deck. This is talking about a few things. It could talk about, well, there may have been a choice that you had to make. I'm not going to jump the gun and say this is a love reading. It could very well relate to your career. But there was definitely a choice. Whether this was presented to you before you're watching this or it's going to be presented to you now, we have to see. Because the lovers originally in the tarot was called the choice. It's about picking a path, picking an option. It could relate to a relationship very well. It could relate to you having love on your mind, period. With the Nine of Swords though, the love that's on your mind or the choice that is on your mind is bringing you a lot of anxiety. It's bringing you sleepless nights. It is bringing about feelings that are way down the ladder. It could bring about guilt. It could bring about shame. It could bring about betrayal. It could bring about anxiety in general. You may be having very vivid nightmares. We will see. With the Queen of Swords though, I feel like you're trying to get a hold of your mind. You're trying to think more with your head than your heart, because anxiety comes about when the heart is at play, because the emotions arise from your heart center, from your heart chakra. The mind on its own is not capable of bringing you anxiety. The mind alone, if it is used, it brings about intellect and logic. So there is something here that is that has bothered you to quite an extent. The Nine of Swords is a very painful energy to deal with mentally. But I see you putting a stop to it. I see you trying to think about whatever this is that you're going through with a lot of logic. With the Eight of Cups, you remember what I said when we got series. What is it that you feel is toxic to your environment? What is not nurturing your spirit? I feel like if you haven't already, you will be able to evaluate that. And I feel like you're going to walk away from whatever this is that is bringing you that sense of insecurity almost. The Eight of Cups leads to the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment. This fellow right here, he's not happy with what it is that he has. He's looking out into the horizon even though he has a full treasure chest. It's almost like, well, this isn't bringing me fulfillment. What else is out there? There's more for me. So it's almost that energy of not giving up, moving forward. With the Hanged Man, I can see this two ways. Now, this could be you shifting your perspective. Maybe there is a particular path that you were following when it came to your love life or even your career, and it wasn't working out for you. It wasn't working out at all. So it's almost like you were willing to shift your focus. You were willing to see the other side of the coin. The Hanged Man can also be an energy of sacrifice. Maybe if you remember the choice that I was talking about, this could very well just be a choice about staying or walking away from something that you loved. With the Hanged Man, I almost feel like you're prioritizing peace of mind. Even if you had to walk away from something that you loved, you're putting yourself first. And I like that. I really, really do. With the Tower card, it's very interesting. Look at the placement of the card. We have that tension. We have that almost opposition, that square. When two planets square each other, it's almost like they bring out the worst in each other, and that there's bound to be a conflict. But with the Queen of Swords, considering you're being very logical about this, or at least you're trying to be, the Tower is almost a good card for me. The Tower talks about a shake-up. And in the original Rider-Waite, if you're familiar with it, the Tower is being struck by a bolt of lightning, and the crown of the Tower is being blown to pieces. So it's almost like an awakening, it's an enlightenment, something that comes about to, yes, of course, shake up your foundation, but it brings about immense clarity. Because once you take the heart out of the mix, and I never promote this, I mean, I'm water all the way, and I think from my heart, no joke. But sometimes when the heart is broken, and when the heart is not capable of making decisions, the mind should take over. Because your mind will never lead you astray. Your brain is designed to protect you. It's like the minute you feel like you're going to get hurt, like let's say you're going to touch a flame, you will instantly retract your finger, because your mind, your brain is trying to protect you from that burn, from that pain. So this is the kind of energy I'm getting right here. Let's see, let's clarify. Now this is the Nicoletta Ciccoli mini, and the cards are a little different. I'm not going to call them odd, and I haven't been able to get used to this deck even after a few months of using it, but I was guided to pick it up for you today. So let's see. The Empress. All right, let's get a couple more. Oh, I dropped a card. The Tower. Yeah. I get it. Your reading so far has been very cohesive. 5 of Wands, conflict, of course. There was something that wasn't growing anymore. And it's beautiful how you have the Empress. And the Empress is the most nurturing card of the tarot. Whatever the Empress touches turns to gold. But considering we have the Tower and the 5 of Wands right next to this card, I feel like the growth process of whatever this was, whether it was a career or a relationship, it was stunted. It just stopped growing. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords. The Death card. This ending brought about a sort of pain to you, and it's still bringing you pain from what I can tell. The 3 of Wands. But it's not, you're not letting it hold you back. The 3 of Cups. Whether you're waiting for a reconciliation, if this comes to love, or you are waiting, it's almost like you're not giving up hope. There is a sense of optimism here. And Jupiter is making some beautiful alignments in February. So that buoyant optimism is the order of the month. So I feel like whatever this is something that you have already worked through, or you're almost in the process of working through it. With the 3 of Cups, I do feel that there is something coming in that could bring you a sense of almost celebration. Now, this could mean a few things. It could mean that you finally find your soul tribe, or if you're already surrounded by people who you feel you can trust, I feel like they are going to be your root. They are going to help nurture you out of the situation. For a very few of you, it could also mean someone coming back. The 3 of Cups doesn't usually represent that, but the core essence of the 3 of Cups talks about celebrating love, celebrating life. But the 3 of Wands is telling me that you're waiting to bring about this celebration to your life. And I feel like you won't have to wait too long. Just get out of your head. 6 of Pentacles. Hierophant. 7 of Cups. It's almost like you have changed your vernacular when it comes to love. I will get to career, how this could translate to career for you. But when it comes to love, I feel like your checklist has changed. Whatever pain has come about from this situation, it's transformed your expectations and limited your expectations to an extent also. The Queen of Swords does not have expectations to begin with. She sets her own rules. And she is very rarely disappointed because she's so logical. Now, there's no gender in tarot. Just take the energy with you. With the Hierophant and the 6 of Pentacles, it's this feeling I'm getting of you finally know what it is you want in a partner. Maybe earlier you prioritized, well, they need to be kind, they need to be good looking, they need to be tall, whatever it may be. But I feel like now your priority, the first item on your checklist, is they need to be on the same page as me. They need to bring about that sense of balance and equal give and take in a relationship. Because Aries, as a cardinal fire sign, you take action. You almost shoulder, whether this is a project or even a marriage or a relationship, you shoulder a lot of that weight. Not because you feel entitled to, or you feel, it's almost like you want to make those plans, you want to take action, you want to take charge. So I feel like now you're taking a step back, because with the Seven of Cups, there's almost like this haze. There was a sort of confusion that came about in your relationship, and the Queen of Swords is almost piercing through that haze, that wait, no more. The main thing I want in a partnership is equality. When it comes to your career, I feel like you may have not been given credit where it was due. You may have been working extremely hard, and either you were not being recognized for those efforts, or you were not being well paid enough for those efforts. And I see you prioritizing that now. I see that you do, or you could have options coming your way with the Seven of Cups. But you are prioritizing something that not only brings you peace of mind, but something that is traditional to your idea of a career. Does that make sense? It's almost you're seeking that stability. You don't want any variables in the mix anymore. You're very clear cut when it comes to this. All right, let's see with the Eight of Cups. What do we have? High Priestess. If you can hear any drilling, I'm truly sorry. There's construction happening next door. Wow, 2 Pisces cards. The Moon, Pisces, Cancer energy. Yeah, I mean, this makes complete sense. The Five of Pentacles. This makes sense. That Seven of Cups energy, that confusion, it's almost Neptunian if you think about it. The Moon and the High Priestess are energies of things that you can't see. The High Priestess keeps things to herself. There's an air of secrecy. And the Moon hides things. It's the fear of the unknown. Everything is just unclear. And with the Five of Pentacles, I feel like this lack of clarity almost made you question your worth. Okay, I know, deep, dark, heavy, but we go through this, all of us, time and time again, where we have to question our worth. And I feel like you're walking away from anything that makes you feel less than what you are, what you truly are. You're walking away from anything that brings about this sense of fear and insecurity to you, whether it's a career or your love life. Good on you, Aries. We have the Page of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Two of Cups. There's almost some kind of news that comes your way with the Page of Swords. Now, this could be news that you weren't expecting, or it could be news that you were actively seeking. You may have been keeping a close eye on somebody, and something came about to shift your perspective. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it brings about almost a change in your destiny, or a change in whatever path this is that you were following. With the Two of Cups, I'm getting two things. Either, like I said earlier, you're redefining your expectations when it comes to relationships. Five of Cups, yeah. So the Five of Cups is very interesting. In the Rider-Waite deck, the Five of Cups represents a man who is grieving. He's looking at 3 cups that are spilled over in front of him, but failing to see the 2 cups that are upright and very, very full behind him. So this is the energy I'm getting with the Five of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Cups. It's like you're looking at the glass half full. finally. You're realizing that whatever it is that was taken away from you, or whatever it is that didn't work out for you, was almost a blessing in disguise. And that is when the wheel starts moving. Because what happens is, when we're manifesting or we're trying to create the life of our dreams, sorry for the interruption. So I was saying, when you're manifesting, the universe almost starts questioning your judgment. Are you ready to receive that manifestation? And if you're not, no matter what you say out loud or no matter what you journal, it's your frequency that is judged. It is your energy that is judged. It's your vibe that is judged. If you are in that 5 of Cups energy of, I am sad, I am in that state of mind of lack, I have lost something, that is the frequency that will be matched. But the minute you turn around and you see the 2 cups in front of you, or behind you rather, is when more love can come in your way. So this is that energetic shift happening. I feel like your frequency is changing. You're vibing higher, or at least you're being guided to vibe higher at this time. 6 of Wands. I like that. Okay then. The King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Yes. Yep. This is when that shift happens. This is when love starts pouring in. And this could apply to your career as well. This could finally be an opportunity coming in your way that could bring you the emotional fulfillment and recognition that you're seeking. With the 6 of Wands, this talks about success. It talks about victory. It talks about having been through that battle in the 5 of Wands and emerging victorious and being recognized for your efforts. So this could mean that there is probably an opportunity coming in your way when it comes to work, where you're finally recognized for the gifts that you have. And I feel like with the King of Cups, now this could very well be you. This could you being an entrepreneur, you starting a passion project, you starting a business that brings you that kind of love. It's almost like once the old fell away with the Tower, it's this new clarity that comes in that, okay, it wasn't meant for me. This is what's meant for me. This is what brings my soul peace and joy. And with the Knight of Cups, it could also be an offer, a job offer coming towards you. Now, when it comes to love, I feel like, again, that entire turmoil that you've been throughout this reading, you've come out of it. Not unscathed, but then again, we all have wounds, all right? We all need to nurture those wounds. We need to realize that none of us are perfect, and our wounds make us who we are. Those wounds teach us lessons of what not to repeat. So I feel like it's a complete cycle. You're emerging victorious through this. And with the King of Cups, I feel like, and the Knight of Cups, there could finally be a love coming your way that is true. That is true to your love language. Someone coming in your way who knows how to love you for you without trying to change you. I love that. I truly do. It's a beautiful reading. I'm going to get you a quick monology. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. I hadn't even opened the box. But here we go. Okay. Let's get a couple. Speak your world into being, what I said about manifesting, first quarter moon in Gemini. So this is about vibing higher. It's plain and simple. It's about taking yourself out of that 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups energy of lack and loss and being grateful. Being grateful to the universe for what it is that you have. And then attracting more of the same. Okay, wow. Open up to change. New moon in Aquarius. When was the new moon in Aquarius? It was on the 1st of this month. There could have been a significant change that came about for you. And new moon in Pisces, which is upcoming next month. Attuned to the divine. I'm getting that a lot of you may have opened yourselves up to spirituality in a very big way. And I think that's quite lovely. Because you being cardinal fire, once you balance yourself out with a little bit of water, Aries, I feel like that is when you can truly live a harmonious life. That is when you can truly balance heart and head and trust them to make decisions soundly for you. But this change that is coming about, I feel like you're ready. You're ready and you're almost ready for battle, but a good kind of battle. Does that make sense? Um, I see your frequency changing. The readings I've been doing for you have been pretty dark. They've There's always been 8 of swords, 9 of swords, 10 of swords. We still do have the 9 of swords here. But the way this reading has progressed, it's made me realize that you finally are owning up to your power. You're not giving your power away anymore. And you're nurturing yourself. I truly like that. Few of you may need to do a little breath work, and you may need to meditate a little bit, especially when we have the new moons and full moons happening. The full moon, I think, is on the 16th of February, and the new moon is sometime beginning of March in Pisces. So those are special days. Take some time out for yourself, for your body, sit under a tree and do a little breathing. It's going to do you a lot of good. Okay, I hope this helped you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of February. I will see you next time, Aries. Bye bye.